So that's what a sheepadoodle is. I didn't know what Emily and Brennan were talking about, but I looked it up online, and that's what a sheepadoodle look like. I guess they're cute, but some of these couples were even cuter, surprisingly. Hey y'all, it's your captain for all things creative, coming back at you with the Married at First Sight, Season 17, Denver, Episode 2 review. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're returning, welcome back. Let's get into the episode. First off, we have Emily and Brennan. They walk down the aisle as spouses. And Brennan asks if Emily really has never been in a relationship before, because I think he's also looking at it like a red flag, like a lot of people did. And she says that, yes, that's true. And the rest of the conversation is pretty much positive. She says that looks wise, he is her type, but she wants to see if his personality is also, matching up to the physical. And then he basically tells her that he's Russian, so his family live off of vodka. Brendan also says that he likes her bubbly personality. So I guess he can sense that she's a fun girl, which is all well and good now, but hopefully she don't go, into her single partying ways in a marriage. But right now he likes her bubbly fun side. And they both agree that they like sheepadoodles. And I had to Google and look up what that was. So those dogs are cute, and I guess both of them agree that that's the perfect dog. Next, we see Becca and Austin. They go shopping for the wedding, and just a little shot of, Becca looking for her dress. She wanted a non-traditional dress to match her eccentric personality, and she also wants something that's not going to bother her stomach, because she had her appendix taken out, I believe, because of her endometriosis migrating north, she said. So she's been through a lot, and of course she has, the chronic pain in her back as well. So she finds a dress that is flowy. I guess it's like a Renaissance era type looking dress that's got billowy sleeves, and it's loose, kind of from the diaphragm down, very flowy. So she likes it. And Austin also gets ready, and his girl roommate is there. And his two other guy friends. And Austin says he wants a classic picket fence life. And Becca says that even though she had stayed in her comfort zone a lot in the past because of her anxiety, she says she's conquered her anxiety and she's ready to move forward. Now let's see, Claire and Cameron. They also go shopping. And Cameron and his, I guess, mother figure helps him out because all his family and friends are in New Zealand. And he said he came up with one suitcase and $5,000 to start a new life here. So his bride has to help him, start that new life. And then Claire picks out a dress, and a family all cry when they see her in her dress. And she starts to seem rightfully scared, to be marrying a stranger. She says she didn't know it would happen so soon, since I think she's the youngest person on the cast this year. So we get back to Lauren and Orion's wedding. But before that, this is, I think, the suit that Cameron picked out. Lauren and Cameron. So Lauren arrives first. She says she hopes her groom is big enough to keep her warm. And I wanted to tell her to the screen, no, baby, but it's going to be okay, because he seems very nice. His heart is warm, put it that way. Yeah. And she says she's excited, and This is how she ends up looking at her window. See her hair and makeup is so beautiful. And then Orion says he's been looking for love since the age of 13 because of his grandparents. And that's why he was looking on the wedding day. So the friends start talking about looks a little bit. And Orion says he's not even thinking about looks at all. And Lauren basically says that, she's open to any looks. And personality can always, help attraction. But she said personality can turn a 4 into a 5, but it can't turn a 2 into a 5. So she's very aware that, attraction matters, but she's not making it a deal breaker. And personality, of course, can enhance her attraction to someone. And, Orion sent Lauren some turquoise jewelry and a letter that explained, the turquoise in his culture allows the ancestors to see them. So he wants to make sure that his ancestors see her. That was so cute. And she loved it. And she says she already felt connected spiritually to Orion. And she kind of almost cries since she says she also cares about her ancestors. As you know, her mom passed away. That was her mom's dying wish for her to marry. So I started warming up more to the couple because, they're vibing on a lot of good levels, like the spirituality and the open-mindedness. It's all starting to make me side-eye them less. Then when they walked down the aisle, he says she looks phenomenal. And she says she likes his earrings, which you can see in the picture here. Because he also incorporated some traditional styling to himself, including his bun and the earrings. And they do a high five at the altar over the introductions, where basically his family said that he still can't make his own bun, but he could still fix the house up. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll help you with your hair. You help me hang shelves." It was a cute moment. And then Orion said someone was listening to his prayers because he likes, the vibe that he's getting. And he looks nervous, but happy. They both look happy. And I started to warm up to them more in this episode. So I hope they're okay, but I'm still kind of side-eyeing the experts more than the two because I think their hearts are in the right place. And then when it's time to kiss, he asks her for consent, which is bonus wonderful points because he's a perfect gentleman. And she says yes to his, checking in about her boundaries. And so they do kiss. And it was fairly passionate for a public altar kiss. I even had to kiss in the thumbnail because it was very, very cute. This is them smiling. They're so happy. Next, we check back in with Michael, which I don't know why, because I swear this was the same scene from last week. So it kind of made me upset that we had to relive all this again. And he has to relive it again, too. So we see him second time walk down the aisle, get rejected. And then they confirm the MAFS fan T that it was the bride that had given him the crown and sword. And at the aisle, they still didn't show her face, which I'm glad, because she should not get no shine and no screen time, because I think she did it for the wrong reasons. And she said that basically she don't want to marry a stranger, but you picked a show for marrying a stranger, so it was so irritating. And then he actually comforts her and tells her that he understands and he appreciates her, being honest and all stuff like that. He was so nice to her. And then after she leaves, then his friends, go comfort him. And I'm glad, again, that they made that girl not get any camera time. Next, Becca and Austin. You can see the dress she chose here at the billowy sleeves. Very pretty. And that's his suit that he chose. And I guess producers show Becca arriving first at the venue. Austin arrives after that. And Becca says because she's a wedding photographer, she's been to 260 weddings. So she's super chill and realistic as a bride about things possibly going wrong, since she's seen things go wrong in the past and she's going to go with the flow. Austin says that he didn't get a lot of sleep, but he regrets not taking risks in the past. So now he wants to go out of his comfort zone and, do this leap of faith. And the friends joke about how Harry Austin was in college and his nickname was Wolfman, apparently. And I guess I could see it. I don't know why he didn't shave for his wedding, but maybe he just wants to bride to get used to it, or maybe that was him shaving his hair grow back that fast, which is frightening. My husband's hair grows fast, but not that fast. The next says that she got him a disposable camera, and he got her a perfume that she coincidentally wears every day, which seemed like serendipitous, so she and her bridesmaids kind of get teary, but the bridesmaids definitely cry. And then Austin's mom, still very not into this whole process, gives her blessing in her own way. And she basically says, well, he's a grown man, so he gotta live with his own choices. And she begrudgingly, walks him down the aisle. And then when Becca walks in, she's like the opposite of all. She's bubbly. She's like, hi, everybody. And she gives Austin a hug. And I think just the love and positivity touched Austin. He's, I guess, got the reputation of being a wolf man from his friends, but he's surprisingly a sensitive soul. I think he's an empath. I think he could feel the emotions of Becca. And I think she's used to being strong because of all that she's been through. But, she's full of hope and positive intention. And I think she also was praying for this day. Probably didn't think she would make it to this day from all she's been through, And he gets emotional. So when he's crying, she stops to get him a tissue. And then she kind of makes a joke that he's crying because she's beautiful. He's like, yeah, you are beautiful. And she tells him that he's handsome. And it's all very cute. I think this is my favorite couple, dare I say. But a lot of times in the past, my favorite couples turn out so bad. Like Bao and Johnny. Oh my gosh. So I am hopeful about these two. But I'm not going to lie. They're my favorite couple. And in the introduction prior to the vows, Becca's friends say something about her being a sex vixen. And when the camera pans to Austin's mom, she just had an even more bigger scowl on her face. Just face all screwed up after hearing that. But then when Austin intro happens and they're talking about her son, then she starts smiling again. So again, it's clear that, Austin's mom loves her son, but she's not feeling this process. She's there very begrudgingly. And during the vows, they both say they're going to play N64 together, and they both like playing Toshi on Mario Kart, so they start thinking they're the same person. And Austin says his parents have been married for 36 years, and he promises to take everything seriously. Becca then requests this Jewish tradition of breaking a glass, and she asks everyone to shout Mazel Tov after the glass gets smashed. And they walk away happy, so they incorporated her religion into the ceremony as well. It was all very nice. Next, again, they show Michael. This is starting to get really, really exploitative. I think they should not have re-shown those clips of Michael, especially the ones that we clearly saw last week. They should have shown more, Cameron and Claire, but we see Michael upset. He breaks down after his friends compliment him about how well he did. Woo. Sorry, I have empathy for Michael, but I was just tired of the producers showing this. Like, I'm tired even thinking about it again. the friends all comfort one another. And it was really nice to see men support and encourage each other like that. I hope my son has great friends like that when he gets older. Next, Lauren and Orion. This is a little screenshot to kiss again. They're kind of lovey land. Lauren says Orion is tall and cute. When they talk after the ceremony, she finds out that he is younger than she is, but that they have the big three zodiac signs in common. I guess it's the sun sign, the moon sign, and the rising sign. And it was like a mix of I think Sagittarius and Libra. Orion then explains the whole bun tying tradition, basically saying it's like making sure his head is clear and he's his best self. And she tells him that she likes his style and is glad that she can see his personality and self-expression the way that he dresses. And then she also admits that she was afraid that he wouldn't like her. And they're just vibing and appreciating each other. So this couple is growing on me. I think they're my second favorite. But again, I don't want to have favorites because a lot of times my favorites disappoint me so bad. Next, you see Becca and Austin again. Becca says she thinks Austin is cute. And then Becca tells Austin that she does not drink. And I'm sober as well, so it's cool to see that being represented on TV. And he says he understands. So she finds a non-alcoholic drink and they pop bottles. And she also says in the interview that she loves his emotional side. And Austin tells her about his lady friend roommate. And Becca's cool about it for now and asks how long he knew the girl. And he says it's been 10 years. And then he starts to explain the other guy friends and where he knew them from. But I wonder if the female roommate is going to be an issue later on. Then they go back to Michael again. This time it's new footage, so I didn't side it as much, but they show him reading a letter, some sorry letter from the bride saying how he's such a nice guy. She hope he have a good future, blah, blah, blah. And at least she gave the gifts back. And on the after show, Michael said he got her like a tennis bracelet. So like he got her diamonds and stuff. And some earrings with like gold and stuff. Like he got her some expensive gifts. So maybe seeing how generous he was scared her off because she knew that she was not there for the right reason. And maybe it just heaped more hot coals on her head and heart to see that he spent so much money and was invested in it for real. But at least she gave back the jewelry and all the gifts and left him that little letter. And he said he gonna keep the sword and the crown. But again, I just feel like they're milking these scenes. But I'm glad he got his jewelry back because that stuff is expensive that he got her. Next, you see Claire and Cameron. And Claire was crying since her brother's not around to celebrate with the family. And then Claire's family basically says, they have high expectations for them. And really, they look like they're gonna give Cameron a hard time, to be honest. And Claire already sees the writing on the walls and tries to calm them down and tell them that they have to be patient. Like she understands that they're protective of her, but they can't be too hard on Cameron and her. And then Claire was also trying to speak words of affirmation and positivity to herself, to speak life into her wedding day, which I think is important. I believe in words of affirmation and I'm not totally on the word of faith side, but I do think there's power in the things that you say. And even psychologists and sociologists have studied things like self-fulfilling prophecies, the stuff you speak over, like kids, sometimes really affects them and then manifests to negative ways if you speak negative things, So I think it was good that she tried to breathe positivity into her one day, especially because her family started to talk a little bit on the negative side. But again, it was mainly come from a place of love. But overall, I was just side-eyeing this scene because I think they could have got married this episode if they cut out the scenes from Michael that they re-showed, because they did not get to the wedding. You basically saw Karen and Claire exchange gifts and letters. And like Claire's gift was a Scottish family like cloth. It was like the, I guess, colors of her family too, which he wants, I guess, her to explain more about later. And he got her like a stuffed animal from New Zealand, and I believe it was a kiwi. But again, they didn't get to the wedding part yet, and they really could have if they didn't want to exploit Michael's pain so much. So I was annoyed by the end. What did you think of the episode? I want you to write in the comments, how you feel about how they're handling the Michael situation. And of course, who's your favorite couple so far? And no matter what, remember you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul.